gentlemen, welcome to Stardom Review. I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here. It's the Taco Princess herself. It's Melba. How you doing, Melba?
I am doing great, Andre. I was just noticing before I got on here, my shoulders are looking pretty good. It's a good
Yep.
start to the week then. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, and I really should have called you the sausage McMuffin Princess. That's what I should have called you.
It's true. It's true. Those things were
uh,
so good
yeah.
as I lounged on my chaise.
Oh yeah, I that should be on. It's on your social media. That was me taking
It
a
sure
picture of her,
is.
her just chilling on an ottoman, just laying down on it's literally she's laying on an ottoman.
Chilling like the empress I am,
Very much so. We got that.
observing my people.
We hung out with our friends Andreas, Kat,
Hmm.
Shauna, uh, Adam, our buddy
Yeah.
Adam, and Big Andre showed up partway through. We all watched
Mhm.
all out together.
And Malcolm was on the phone for a little bit.
Yes, Malcolm was watched the first little bit of it. So he watched the show with Adam shooting the TV, and he was watching the screen of Adam shooting the TV to watch All Out. It was actually very interesting.
It was
But
a very interesting experience.
we're not here to talk AEW, ladies and gentlemen.
We
We're
are
here to
not.
talk the August 15th 5-star Grand Prix show. Yes, I know we are very behind. We were planning to have this out last week, but life gets in the way. Personal issues and just scheduling just gets in our way.
We
So
just had a lot going on. We had Pride weekend over the past weekend. We had a lot of AEW we had to watch.
mm-hmm.
We had just a lot going on.
Yeah, so me, if you check out Melba's social medias, you see her dressed up all 90s style, uh,
Yes.
with her
Gangsta.
with her gangsta gear. Very much so. I really enjoyed it. You can check that out. That was when we went to Pride Fest on Friday to see Prozac, who we got there at
Mhm.
6:30, and they didn't go on until 11:15.
Yeah, we didn't get home. I didn't get home until 12:30.
I got I got home at like 1:35 by the time I walked in my door.
It
So
was a late night, but it
it
was a
was
fun night.
but we have caught up on some Stardom.
Mhm.
You'll be getting a few Stardom shows this week, ladies and gentlemen, because there's no New Japan right now, so it's kind of a
Correct.
nice little break. Tell you the truth, so we're gonna talk some Stardom. We're gonna talk Stardom for the next week. Next week will be a little bit spotty as I have family in town and I have a wedding I need to attend. So we're gonna be a little spotty on our shows next week, but we're going to try to get you as much content this week as possible before going into next week, ladies and gents.
We will do our best.
We will do our best. We are here to talk some 5-star Grand Prix, so I think it's time to talk some
Yes.
5-star Grand Prix. But before we do that, I want to thank all of you, ladies and gentlemen, all you wonderful, wonderful people. Keep helping us grow the channel, subscribing to the channel. We really appreciate it. Liking the videos, commenting down below. We love hearing from you. We love talking to you about all the great professional wrestling. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a Stardom review, a New Japan or NJPW Pro Wrestling review, or a Shop Talk, which will be coming back at the end of September.
Ding dong.
Hello, shout out that Bailey. We're gonna hop over to the 5-star Grand Prix from August 15th. We are here to talk about this show, and we kick it off with a 6 ladies tag match. It's Queen's Quest Hina, Lady C, and Miyu Amasaki taking on Stars Hanan, Koguma, and Iida. Stars triple team Miyu early, and they get the triple sandwich drop kick, and Iida gets the butt drop for 2. I love just calling it a butt drop. It's fun.
I
Uh,
mean, it's really what she's doing. She's dropping it like it's hot.
Yokozuna dropping it, just dropping it like
Hmm.
Yoko did. Nice
She's looking
handspring.
a lot better.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Very nice handspring back elbow by Miyu to Koguma in the corner. Lady C fighting Hanan and Koguma off and gets the double Russian leg sweep to the both of them. Uh, Iida's in, gets the forever speed, the forever going back and forth, hitting those for like just speed chops
Mhm.
in the Hina in the corner, looking phenomenal. Wheelbarrow triple team is stopped by Queen's Quest, and they hit the triple drop kick to Iida, and then Hina gets the pump handle Uranagi for Dose. Hanan judo tosses her sister, and Stars hit the wheelbarrow double face buster, and Iida gets the shoulder block off the top for 2. Iida hits the toss. Sorry, that's my first time saying it. The Tasa Dena, which is the spin out muscle buster driver, and gets the win.
Yes. How happy were you about that?
Oh God, I was so happy to see Iida pick up a win and pick up a big win.
It's been a long time coming. She's been on the winning team, but it's been a hot minute since she picked up a win, and we've gotten to hear her music playing as her team is exiting.
Yep.
As you mentioned, that Hanan and those judo tosses. I mean, it runs in the family how good those girls are. Hanan, Hina, and Rina. Just those judo tosses are so crisp, so good. It's one of those things that I just love with that simple but effective kind of moves. I don't like all of the simple but effective moves, but this one in particular, I am very much fond of. Koguma, always a joy, privilege to watch. I just love her little ears and her little bear thing. It's just such a joy. Both these teams working fluidly together. I think you've mentioned in videos past with Stars that you could really interchange any member of that faction and it just would work together with the moves and like the team moves that they have. And it was really on display in this one with, you mentioned Iida doing her butt drop and then Koguma has her little, little slam thing that she does. And I don't remember what Hanan's little thing is in there. I feel like it's some kind of.
It was a drop kick. Like she fills the role of Mayu Iwatani really in this. She kind of does the drop kicks and things like that inside of the team's dynamic. She really follows when Mayu's not there. She falls into doing the Mayu stuff, but for in the triple team dynamic, and I really do like that. It's just it really gives a really good flow to the team that you can interchange these people. Like it's the fact that if you saw Stars win the artist titles, you could technically, in reality, I feel like you could freebird the title between the whole team, and everybody could be effective in delivering, in being the champions as a whole unit instead of just as a triple team.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
No,
I think
me
that'd
either.
be pretty cool. Queen's Quest, though, I mean, these three girls have been working together also pretty regularly with Sayaka Mitani being, otherwise disposed with the Wonder of Stardom championship before she lost it. And then the subsequent tournaments that have followed, Utami being on her little excursion, Azumi kind of dealing with the high speed kind of thing, and Amasaki. These three have really been kind of standing up and taking off on their own. Sometimes I forget that they're a part of Queen's Quest until they come out with the Queen's Quest, banner and music, which I appreciate because, Utami's music is just so iconic on its own. She usually comes out to that on her own end with the faction. But yeah, this was a fun opener. Really good opener for these ladies.
A good, strong way to start the show.
Absolutely.
Simple as that. Yeah. We move on to a tag team match. It is Natsupoi and Yuna Mizumori from Cosmic Angels taking on God's Eyes Mirai and Saki Kashima. Mirai and Kashima they seem like such a weird pairing. Like I understand that Saki's part of the team now, but like when she's not with Syuri, I just find it weird.
Really, I thought they worked really well together.
No, not that. It just when they came out, I was like,
"Oh yeah, it just looks weird." Yes.
When you look at the two, they work together well. But when you look at the two, I don't know.
It's as you mentioned in videos past, since Kashima has left Oedo Tai, been kicked out of Oedo Tai and joined God's Eye, her gear does not match. Not even just the ideals of God's Eye, but it doesn't match the imagery of God's Eye, which is very, I say, regal. They have a more colorful gear. I mean, we call them the Powerpuff Girls. Kashima needs to. She adjusted her hair color though. Hair color's new. It's kind of got that kind of pinky purple kind of do that Azumi kind of had before she went the blonde.
Maybe she's on her way to becoming the purple Powerpuff Girl. We don't know.
There you go. Get a little quicker though, because the black is like it's her gear is really, really nice, but because of the faction switch, I'd like to see her pull something a little different. Just because Sonata already had his New Year lined up and everything. There's no reason she couldn't have.
Yeah, but I think he was planning his exit where she didn't realize she was going to get kicked out, so she wasn't ready.
It's
You can
been a
give
hot
us.
minute though.
It has. So Saki bails to the floor because she doesn't want to face off with Yuna. Mariah comes out and picks her up and carries her back to the ring. She's like,
Hmm.
"No, you're gonna fight her." Um, Saki gets in there and starts throwing kicks, trying to act tough, but then just runs away and tags out, or tries to run away and tag out, but Mirai just bails off the apron. It's like, no, no, keep fighting. Uh, Mariah eventually does tag in. She's like and Nat's up on Yuna's shoulders, and she just like pushes her off. And it just like she like pushed Yuna, and Nat comes flying down to the mat. It looked really funny.
Hmm.
Um, really good reversal sequence with Mirai and Natsupoi. But Natsupoi knocks her into the ropes, hits the drop kick, and then hits that drop kick on the bottom rope. Um, Cosmic Angels hits the backdrop headhunter combo, and Yuna gets to splash off the second for two. The flatliner lariat combo to Yuna by God's Eye. I really like that little team up there.
Hmm.
Um, and Mariah applies the Scorpion Deathlock, but Nat Tsuboi breaks it up. Can I say it right? Mariah hits the Olympic Slam and the uh, wheelbarrow half Nelson Slam. I didn't write down the proper name. God damn it, I'm bad at my job. To Yuna for two. Mariah in the end gets the hard ass lariat to Yuna Mizumori, applies the Scorpion Deathlock, and Yuna taps out.
Yeah. Yes, I was really impressed with how Mirai and Saki worked together in this match. It was, and we did kind of see in a few shows ago with Mirai defending Kashima Saki against a former Oedo Tai faction member Konami, and who's also now part of God's Eye, not really quite trusting Kashima within God's Eye, and who knows? Rightfully so, maybe. We'll see how that kind of goes. The bad girl tendencies are still kind of there with Saki, and God's Eye is kind of under the guidance of Suri. Is very much the opposite of that. Is very much the follow the rules, have some honor, have some dignity. Um, we can see by Saki kind of, deking out a few times. She might be working a little bit less on the dignity part. That being said, though, Natsupoi, again, that attitude. She's really rocking that dark fairy attitude. I like it. I just would like to see her not wearing yellow while doing it. I love Yuna's gear that she has stepped up since joining Cosmic Angels.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of makes a little couple changes to this kind of same gear every time she comes out, so it looks kind of different. I absolutely love it. But I also love her attitude. The attitude is very chipper, but still very edgy, like she was when she was with Power Passion Pineapple, which I really, really enjoy.
Yeah, again, really good. I
Hmm.
really like Yuna. I think she's really evolved from going from the Power Passion Pineapple team
Hmm.
into becoming really, I think, gelling well with Cosmic Angels as the
Hmm.
Cosmic Angels apprentice
I agree. I
because
agree.
she's still the apprentice.
She's the new Waka.
Yeah, we move on. It's the eighth woman tag match. It's Megan Payne, May Sarah, Nane Takahashi, and Suzuki versus Oedo Tai's Fukikin Death, Natsuko Tora, Raka, and Starlight Kid. Um,
Am
Suzu
I
and
the only
May.
one who felt that this was like a weird combo? Like, did you feel weird about the combo? Like, even
What do you?
for both teams. Like, even having Fook there felt a little kind of
Yeah,
weird. But, like,
well,
having Nane, Bayne, Suzu, and May, it just was like, it for how it looks chaotic, but they worked so well together. It was very interesting.
yeah. It's both teams. Like again, Nane teaming up with Bane, teaming up with Suzu and May. It is a very odd squad. At least the way to tie
Hmm.
has the tie that they're all the way to tie. But
Hmm.
again, Fuki and Death, just that picture bothers me. Uh, I,
Hey, but quality face paint. quality face paint. Because we watched in AEW All In, Sting lost so much of his face paint. How many times we've seen this girl rubbing all over everybody? There was not one speck of paint on anyone.
Yeah,
And all of it was still on her face at the end of the show.
yeah, she's very good. So
Mm-hmm.
Suzu and May get to do the double team early to Tora, but
Mm-hmm.
Tora does get the mist in the face of I think it was of May. Um, Fuki is in. She whips the ref at May in the corner because she can't get the death Fuki can death thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then May just like trips the ref and comes hopping off the back of the ref, like Jeff Hardy poetry in motion style to
Yeah.
attack Fuki. I absolutely loved it, just using the ref like they did. Because the refs are generally useless and they don't call shit, so you might as well use them as a jumping platform.
Hey,
You
may as well.
might,
Stepping
yeah,
stool.
that's really all they're used. They're not really used. They're only useful for counting to 2 or 3. So Starlight Kid and Nane get a great chop exchange with Starlight Kid getting the speed chops to Nane in the corner, which is actually really nice. It's nice to see seeing Junior really going or the high speed girl really go up against like Nane. It really
Mm-hmm.
like that. The half Nelson MX combo by Suzume to Starlight Kid. As I wrote down. Tora hits the Green Bay plunge, and Fuki hits the dive, and Starlight Kid hits the frog splash for 2. Nana gets the pop up power bomb on Starlight Kid for 2. Uh, Bayne is in. She dominates the hell out of Ruaka in a way that
Mm-hmm.
all come in and start beating on her, but she fights all of them off. Bayne tosses Tora and Ruaka out, and then hits a tree, and then hits the Ruaka's tree slam. Um, Bayne then tosses Suzu over the top, her own partner, onto Oedo Tai on the floor, then picks up Ruaka, hits the F5 to heck, and gets the win. And then Starlight Kid and Nana end up brawling after the match.
Yeah. That whatever feud is brewing between these two, it's going to be kicked up, I think, very, very soon. Looking forward to that because Nane, man, that passion she has, she still goes. She is 110% every single time we see her, and I love it. It just the energy she brings for the fans and everything is just so great. I really enjoyed May in the beginning facing off with Tora and like trying to do her silly little foot stomp that she always does, and Tora's just sitting there like, bro, what the fuck? No interest. None
Yeah.
whatsoever. She sold none of that and just obliterated May. um, Tora really did kind of throw May around quite a bit in the beginning there. But yeah, the second time that they were in together later in the match, May really stepped up and took it to Tora, which I just
Mm-hmm.
adored. May has really become one of my favorite wrestlers in the high speed division right now. She's just so quick, so adorable. And look at her little big heart she's always making. But her teaming with
Oh,
Suzu,
I thought she was doing the M for YMCA.
sure, she could be. Or maybe May. I don't know.
I'd love for them to have a series of different shots of her. It's her doing the Y, one doing her doing the M, one of her doing the C.
I'm sure it
I
exists somewhere.
I would love for that to exist, and then for them to put a different one out every show. Uh,
Aw. But yeah, her teaming with Suzu has really, I think, elevated both of them.
mhm.
Just because Suzu, since leaving prominence, she's still doing phenomenal, having amazing matches. But it does seem like for a little bit there, she kind of lost a little bit of the wind in her sails. And was just kind of coasting
Mhm.
through a little bit. With May, it's almost like she almost has a purpose now. And hopefully we'll see them go after some more titles very soon. You're absolutely right, though. Megan Bayne absolutely dominated Ruaka at the end of that match. And holy heckin' crap, we're not used to seeing that. We're used to seeing the opposite. Ruaka is being that dominant force between her and Tora for the Oedo tie. Um, did you hear with the crowd when Fuki was trying to do her death, Fuki can death? The crowd was just so behind her. so behind her. They were
Yeah.
screaming, "Dad, Dad!" That you couldn't even hear Fukigen yelling it. They were yelling so loudly, and I just lived for it.
I
Because
don't
like
understand. I don't understand why they get behind it. She's creepy. Don't cheer for her. Make her go away.
Japan likes their bad girls, I guess.
They like creepy girls, obviously.
Yeah, but this was a really fun match.
Yeah, so we're going to get into the 5-star, ladies and gentlemen. In the Blue Stars division, we have Momo Watanabe versus Saori Anou. Momo attacks Anou during her entrance. She whips Anou into the chairs, suplexes her on the floor, hits her with the bat. Back in the ring, they trade shots. Momo unloads kicks, but Anou gets the dragon screw and the figure eight into the figure four. But Momo does get the ropes. I love that she does the figure eight because again, like
Mhm.
legitimately only been one person that's ever I've really ever seen do it in Charlotte, and I like
Mhm.
the variation of the move, so I want to see more people do it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Momo suplexes Anu into the tree of woe, which was impressive in and of itself. Then
Yeah.
is like kneels down, it's like slapping her. Then she gives her a hard kick to the head. Then she has to drop kick into the corner, followed by a running meteora for 2. They're exchanging strikes and kicks. Momo gets a PK, but Anu gets a Hurricane Rana. But Momo ends up rolling her through into a pin for 2. Then gets another PK. Uh, Momo pushes Anu into the ref, but Anu stops the or like she like matrixes the bat shot. I thought
Mhm.
she hit at first because she went down to the mat, but then popped right back up. I was
Mhm.
like, oh, okay. And then she gets the bat, but she just drops it and slaps Momo across the face, which I like. She hits a German, then an Enziguri, then another bridging German for 2. Momo gets up, gets a roundhouse kick, and hits the inverted the front dude buster thing. I think it's like Peach something. Can't remember. Peach.
Oh
I think it's
yeah,
like
I don't
Peach.
remember what it's called either.
I think it's Peach Thunder. Um,
Yeah.
she gets that for 2.
Was it Thunder or Blaster?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Um, Anu gets the roll up for 2. Then Momo gets a German for 2. Then she gets the Peach Sunrise, which is the pump handle suplex into the bridge, and she gets the win. Yeah, Momo gets the mic after the match and says she's won 3 in a row. Anu's lost 3 in a row. She's made it easy for her because the Black Peach is going to win this. She says championship, but it's the tournament. So yeah,
Tomato, tomato. I mean, she's winning. She can call it
My-
whatever she wants.
I don't think she's winning, but
Well, I mean, based on the statistics she had at that time, she is doing very, very well within this tournament. Did you see the
I've already
poor
got my
camera
pick.
guy?
So. Which one?
The poor camera guy who had Anu thrown right into him when they went onto the
Oh,
outside. He went ass over tea kettle. It was hilarious.
it was pretty good. Yeah.
The dangers of being at ringside with Momo Watanabe, you guys. Telling
Mm-hmm.
you. Yeah, that spot with the bat was pretty insane. Momo and that bat have just become like show with his wrench, but like not as terrible to watch.
Yeah, because she doesn't rely on it to win. She uses it
No.
to try to get advantages, but it's not.
Mhm.
It's not her desperation. I need this to win a match.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the oversell and stuff. Which brings me to Anu again, man, just stonewalling her way through this match. I really need to start her like seeing her have some more personality in that ring. It just her in-ring ability is so damn good. But when she just looks like this picture throughout the entire match, it's like, girl, what are you doing? This girl just booted you in the chest and had your soul exit through your mouth. Like, you know,
I
act like it.
just love that you say soul exit through your mouth.
Well, like, where else is it gonna go?
I don't know, out your booty hole. I don't know.
No, no. But dude, speaking of those kicks, like, holy hot dang, Momo Watanabe and those kicks, those are just brutal kicks. Between her and Syuri, it's hard for me to pick whose kicks are more deadly, whose kicks are more worse. We've just seen Natsupoi get kicked inside out by Syuri, but man, we saw Anou getting the shit kicked out of her by Momo. This was
Yeah.
an incredible match. I wasn't actually expecting Momo to pick up the win here. I'm pleasantly surprised that she did.
Yeah, I was really happy with it. I really was. Anou's not bad, but I don't want to see her win. She's already got the tag team titles. She doesn't need anything else. She already stole the tag team titles from my girls, Rose Gold.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Rose Gold,
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of rose gold.
Rose versus Gold, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Mm-hmm.
Mina Shirakawa versus Mariah May. I was very conflicted here.
I bet.
Very conflicted. And they are not holding back on each other with the strikes and the chops.
Nay.
Mina really focusing her attacks to the knee. And then they take this shot of Waka in the corner, just looking like concerned but kind of sad that her two mentors are like fighting each other, and she's like
So adorable.
she's like
The look of just sad puppy on her face was just
very much so.
mhm.
Mina gets the figure four, but May gets the ropes very quickly on the early figure four. May gets a head kick from the apron in the corner and hits the top rope drop kick for two, then follows it up with a butterfly suplex for two. May then gets the running boot in the corner. She puts Mina up, but Mina ends up stopping the Trish Stratus Rana and like grabs the leg and just comes down, slamming May into the mat. Mina gets the figure four dragon screw out of the ropes and then reapplies the figure four. May fights back and they trade slaps. Like while they're in the hold, look really good. But Mina hits her, slaps her really hard, and May goes back, and she keeps going. But May does eventually get to the ropes. Mina gets the magic screw, but only gets two. She gets the spinning back fist, hits the implant DDT for two. She's going for what I assume was the figure four driver, but May slips out and hits a release German suplex. They go to the apron. May gets the sunset bomb off the apron, slamming Mina into the floor. That's kind of mean to do to your friend. Like, I get it. It's a match, but it's your friend. You don't do that to your friend.
I mean, all's fair in love and war. She was messing with her knee with that figure four.
It's true. Mina gets back in 19, and May hits the Barbie Blade, and then the fairy tale ending. But shout out to Tommaso Ciampa, but can only get two. Mina fights back with the strikes. May slaps her. But Mina gets the rolling elbow and the backdrop driver. But May comes back with her own backdrop driver, but she can only get one. So she gets Mina up on her shoulders, hits the TKO for two. May then picks Mina up. It's the happily ever after Tombstone Pile Driver for the win. Not my expected victory on this one, tell you the truth, but I very much was happy with it.
Yeah, you know what? I wasn't expecting that either. Because like Mariah May is an incredible talent. Like when she first came on here, we were kind of like, well, I was kind of like, but like every single match, she got better and better and better and better and better. She's proven why she deserves to be here. But man, Mina has been fighting and scraping and just doing everything she can to get out of that shadow of the Cosmic Angels over the last year. I definitely expected her to pick up the win here. But I was equally as conflicted as you, man. Like, when they're doing the shots back and forth, the yay, usually it's a boo yay. It was a yay. Didn't quite know how to go about that. Mina, again, really targeting that knee, as you mentioned, getting that figure four in very quick. And she had it in very long time. Both times she had it in. Very, very, very ouchy. The last thing I had here was Mariah worked very, very hard in this match to pick up the win over Mina, really pulling out all the stops that she had. And as you said, they didn't hold back. These girls went, full on with each other because they know what each other is capable of. Who knows what you're capable of better than your own friend and teammate?
Very true.
This was great. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely tremendous match. Again, like I
Mhm.
love both these girls. Like Mina, I've been loving her since we started doing the show. Mariah May, since she came in, I've been loving her too. And it just to see these two really work against each other was absolutely phenomenal. And just to see how familiar with each one of each other are, and then just like Mina, just stopping the Trishada Thrana.
Mhm.
That it's those little things they know about each other, and I really really liked it.
It was a fun match.
So we move on. It's Syuri versus. Oh wait, I scrolled down too far. Syuri versus Hazuki. Yeah, really good
Yeah.
back and forth wrestling and some fast action early. Syuri stops the running boot and gets a snapmare and a PK to the back, but then Hazuki gets her own snapmare boot to the back. And then Syuri does that again, and then Hazuki does it again, and then Syuri does it again. Full Nelson slam in the stone time by Hazuki. Then she gets the boot wash in the rope, it's the bottom rope. They trade strikes. Then they trade running strikes. Hazuki goes up, but Syuri ends up coming up and suplexes her off the top. Then follows it up with a DDT. And then Syuri goes to the top, hits the famous. Shout out to the badass Billy Gunn. Famous her off the top for 2. Then she applies the stretch muffler, but Hazuki does eventually get to the ropes. And so Syuri gets her up on the shoulders and hits the double knee gut buster. Syuri comes off the top, so Hazuki ends up on the floor, and so Syuri goes off the apron, but Hazuki dodges, and then she goes back in the ring, hits the wild suicide dive to Syuri and a bunch of other people that were happen to be there. It's just random people just happen to be standing there, you know. Then she gets back in the ring. She gets the springboard drop kick, and then hits a suplex for 2. Then applies the crossface, turns it into a ring to Saturn, but Syuri does get to the ropes. Hazuki puts Syuri up top, hits that MX off the front, like running up to the corner and then hitting an MX, then hits the top rope senton for 2. Syuri slips out of a suplex and gets a German, then hits a roundhouse kick, and they both just collapse to the mat. They trade boots, but Hazuki gets a DDT, but Syuri gets the running knee to the face, and then Hazuki unloads forearms on Syuri, but she comes back with another running knee to the face. Then she gets a stretch muffler, but Hazuki gets out and rolls her up for 2. And the end of the match comes with Syuri getting the off the shoulder sidewalk slam for 2. And then she gets the stretch muffler. She steps over, traps the arms with her leg, and Hazuki has to verbally tap or verbally submit.
Yeah. This was a crazy match. I expected it to be just because of the women involved. Syuri is just indescribable talent in this company. Rocking a new do. Dark hair on this one. Not the fun lighter red that she's kind of been rocking for the last little while. I kind of like it because every time we see her change it up a bit, we kind of get a new aspect of personality and attitude from her also. I'm really enjoying the very matronly way that Syuri has been kind of acting since losing the red belt. Kind of thanking her opponents, making sure they're okay. Doing the same thing to Hazuki after the match. Hazuki not being very receptive to it, which is, understandable. Hazuki, I expected to be the vicious girl that we expect her in these singles matches, and she did not disappoint. Holy heck crap. She was just going as hard as she could. But the might of Syuri, very, very hard to overcome. That girl is a very, very, very powerful woman, leader of God's Eye. She ain't a lady to mess with.
She ain't a lady to mess with.
What?
Gotta love some Victoria, man.
Yes, I love her. I miss her so much.
I was really hoping for Hazuki to pull out the upset win here. I really, really was. I'm really a big fan of Hazuki, except for her music. So I want her old music back.
Oh yeah, her music is great.
Well, her old music is great.
Her old music is great. Definitely look it up.
We move on to the semi-main event of the evening in the Red Stars division. I'm surprised this didn't go last, but I'm not surprised it didn't go last. It's Mayu Iwatani versus Tam Nakano. Really good wrestling to start with these two. They're good dodging until Tam tries a sunset flip, but Mayu ends up just giving her a big old stomp. And then she gets kicks and really starts working over the arm. Mayu gets the knee, sending Tam to the floor, but Tam stops the dive, hits a twist of fate through the ropes to the apron. I was like, dang, that was a twist of fate. I love it. Tam goes up to the top, but Mayu meets her up there. The trading strikes. Tam tries to get a superplex to the floor, but she can't. So Mayu tries to Frankenstein her off the top to the floor, but Tam stops it and then pulls a knee bar. And she's pulling the knee bar, and then Mayu ends up then let go, and Mayu tumbles to the floor, and Tam hits the high cross to Mayu and some random other people on the floor.
Random people.
Back in the ring, Tam gets that running knee in the ropes, then hits a backdrop driver for 2. Mayu gets a spin kick and the crucifix driver for 2. Mayu then gets a standing dragon sleeper, then turns it into a wheelbarrow suplex for 2. Mayu then hits the drop kick against the bottom rope. She misses the frog splash. Tam hits a German, but Mayu comes back and she hits a German. But Tam comes back and hits 3 consecutive Germans, the final one with the bridge, but she can only get 2. Tam with multiple kicks to the head, then hits the tiger suplex, but again, only gets 2. Mayu slips out of the suplex and hits the snapdragon with the bridge, but again, only gets 2. 2 is a very popular number in this match. Mel's not a big fan of 2s, but
no, I'm not.
I know these two aren't either. Tam hits the roundhouse kick but then Mayu hits a super kick, and then she gets the corner drop kick, follows with the suicide dive to the floor because Tam ended up on the floor. Then she back in the ring. She gets the top rope drop kick. She hits the frog splash off the top, but again, only 2.
Yes, I know.
So Tam gets up. She hits a violet screwdriver, but Mayu kicks out at 2. So Tam hits the tiger suplex with the bridge, but just as the ref goes to start counting, the time expires. 15 minutes. We got a draw. A very, very good draw.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it. I think this was the best way for them to do it, to be honest, with Tam being the World of Stardom champion and Mayu being the IWGP Women's champion. This enables both of these women to walk away from this particular match looking both strong as hell. There was that one move that Tam usually does. It's like her signature where she does that matrix bend and then kind of scoots back a little Thekla-esque and then usually does a roll-up pin. I really enjoyed how Mayu blocked that. Just kind of knew it was coming, ended up giving her the double stomp. Not my favorite thing right now is that double stomp. I just kind of, it's a little too simple.
Yeah.
I know how effective it is because, what's his face in Puerto Rico?
Well, I was going to say Finn Balor, but okay.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Finn Balor, WWE, is my favorite wrestler, but, that's my least favorite move that he does. Yeah, which is, disappointing because it's his finish, right? But for me, the coup de grace, I mean, it is a double stomp. And again, I know how effective it is. That there's that Cologne guy who, tried to murder somebody with it in the ring by doing it over and over and over again because it caves in your chest. That's like a 200-pound dude coming down on your chest, right? I get the effectiveness of it. It's hard to make something like that showy because you're literally just falling. I mean, most stuff is just falling, but you can do it with flair. You can't really do a mushroom stomp with flair. It's a little too simple, but effective.
But that's where I give guys like Cameron Grimes with his mushroom stomp. when he hops up and then mushroom stomps a guy down to the chest. I think
Well, even Dan Maloney and Akira, they have that little hop up double stomp. That's a good thing because it's a flare. It's a little thing of flare. But like just jumping off the top rope for me,
yeah, but I look at Finn Balor and the way he goes up and then he just jumps up and then how he brings the knees up and then drives down. And we'll get into how much where yes, you're right. Double stomps can be very blah when we talk about Azumi in the next match. We're in Blue Block. It's the Battle of Queen's Quest. Azumi versus Utami Hayashishita. Yeah, I will admit I think hers are some of the worst double stomps because she just literally just hops out and just drives the feet in. It's very, very basic with Azumi.
Yeah. But there was nothing basic about this heckin' match. Holy crap. You were torn earlier with Mariah May and Mina Shirakawa. I was torn because this is like my favorite wrestler in Utami Hayashishita. She's my favorite active female wrestler in the world right now, let alone in Stardom. But Azumi is also one of my top 5 favorites within Stardom. So for me, this was a confliction match because my heart was like, go Tommy. My head's going, would be nice to give Azumi a win in this. She's not doing so great in this tournament.
Yeah.
Walk us through it, Andre.
Lots of reversals early, and Azumi hits a really early flip pile driver for 2. She misses the stomp off the top to the floor and hurts her ankle. Don't stomp the floor; just a bad idea. Don't do stomps off the top of the floor. Simple as that. Utami back in the ring gets a big lariat in the ropes, gets a 2 count. They trade strikes. Utami catches Azumi and slams her in the corner, but Azumi gets goes to the top and hits like La Magistral. It almost looked like off the top, like her coming off the top into La Magistral, and she gets the arm bar, but Utami does fight out. Azumi then gets a spike Rana out of the ropes and hits the top rope stomp for 2. Then it reapplies the arm bar, but Utami fights out and she slams her. Utami ends up stopping another La Magistral, and then she gets a slam out of it. But Azumi gets out. She gets La Magistral into the armbar and turns it into the double armbar, then turns it into a roll up for 2. Again, the transitions these two were doing were absolutely tremendous. Like Azumi was working her ass off. Utami stops the bulldog and she gets the wheelbarrow suplex. They then start trading forearms and kicks, and Azumi gets the leg trap German. They trade reversals. Azumi gets La Magistral into the Azumi Sushi, or as I wrote, Azumi Suhi for 2. I missed the S in the middle. Utami, as I wrote, reversing the A and the M. Utami hits a power bomb and they both collapse to the mat. Azumi gets the roundhouse kick, but Utami gets the pop up into the forearm, then gets the torture rack bomb for 2. Utami can't get the hijack bomb, and Azumi hits a code red for 2. Then she hits a flip pile driver, then rolls her into Azumi Sushi. And the sushi is tasty because Azumi gets the win. I don't know. I'm trying to make stuff up.
Sushi is tasty. Well,
it's the Azumi sushi.
This one was, as I mentioned, very tough for me. Azumi very smart about targeting the arms of Utami because so much of Utami's power and presence comes from her ability to kind of yeet people around. And you take away that power from her, she starts to struggle a little bit. Something that you mentioned, Azumi was really working hard in this one and going really, really fast. I think she kind of knew that Utami is one of those people, the longer she's in a match, the more likely she is to come out on top. Utami just is really, really good at outlasting a lot of people in these kind of matches. So I think Azumi kind of went in with that sense of urgency to kind of put her captain down as quickly as possible so that she could try to pick up that win. let me see here. Utami reversing that that wheelbarrow that you had mentioned into that slam. Holy man, that just came out of nowhere. And Utami was a little staggered at that point. I was really impressed with how she was able to just kind of whoop yeet Azumi out of there. The desperation powerbomb that you mentioned from Utami has become one of her signatures. Especially as of late, and I'm kind of loving it because again, it's one of those things, almost like an RKO. She just kind of whips it out of anywhere and just kind of drops you on it. Oh, that's right. Come on, focus here. She whips you up and drops you down. Yeah, I really, really enjoy how she's doing that, and it looks so crazy just because of the just size difference between Utami and Azumi. Utami being significantly, I want to say larger, but like she's certainly taller than Azumi by at least a head. That pop-up forearm that Utami fed to Azumi was just cold. Oh my god. And so quick. But just she was so fast and she hit her so hard. And Azumi just, the way she dropped, I was like, ooh, there might have been a knockout. That she just went limp, scary. But yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, she just hit that end so quick, so fast, and that roll up just real quick to put Utami away. Man, I was sad that Utami did not pick up the win, but I was pleasantly surprised and very proud of Azumi for picking up the win here. She needed it.
Me too. So Azumi gets on the mic after she thanks Utami, but she's like, "I won! I did it!" Right? Like she's very proud of her. She says she has 2 wins, 3 losses, and 4 points, but thinks she can still make the finals. Which, when I get to the numbers, is still mathematically possible because that blue division, that Blue Stars division, is pretty like close. And then she goes in saying she's celebrating her 10-year anniversary in October, on October 6th. And she wants to be the youngest winner and top it off for their 10-year anniversary. So this girl is 20 years old. She turns 21 on October 1st, 5 days before her 10th anniversary. She started wrestling at the age of 11, ladies and gentlemen. 11.
It's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, it is completely insane. But yeah, it's crazy, man. She started at 11 years old. Like I remember I was watching an episode of The Wrestlers. I will promote that episode every time I can talk about it. Where Damon Abraham, the host of this show, The Wrestlers, went over to Japan to check out Stardom and like document it. It's from like 2017, right after Kyrie and Io had left. 2017, 2018 when they had gone, and it's really focusing on Mayu Iwatani as the one third of the pillars that's still there, holding up this company into this of change and bringing these new people in. But they're showing Azumi as this little girl who's like 14, 15 years old. And it was just, it was a mind fuck to see this girl young. And I didn't realize that Azumi started years before that. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I mean, it's very crazy, but also we have to look at the Stardom roster and recognize they do like to have these girls. I mean, these young fighters, man. Look at Rina and Hina, Hanan.
But they all started at like 15 or 16. This girl was 11.
I mean,
not that I'm
how old
complaining.
was
Who?
May.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And Starlight Kid started as a kid too. I think she started very young too. Because like I'm not sure of Starlight Kid's age, but she's in her early 20s, and she's been wrestling in Stardom for a lot of years. And I know she's early again because I remember watching her in that video too, and she's like this tiny little girl at the time wearing a mask. Even in training, she's wearing a mask. But I guess again there was cameras there, so she put the mask on for the cameras, obviously. But yeah, again, absolutely tremendous. I love Azumi, and I think that, like, again, I'm going to get into it here. I'm going to go to the next slide here. and I'm going to make it big so y'all can see it. So I'm going to go over the point totals here. In the Red Stars division, the top half. I know it's really hard to see because it's the English is in really small letters. You have Tam Nakano with 5, Mayu Iwatani with 5, Hazuki still with 0, Natsupoi with 9 points. That does include her retirement loss to retirement win to Sayaka Mitani. So that's where she hasn't wrestled enough matches to put up the 9, but that's where she gets her 9 from. Syuri has 5, Amisa Ray has 2, Natsuka Tora has 6, Starlight Kid has 2, Suzuki with 4, and Sayaka Mitani is retired from the tournament. So Natsupoi is the obvious frontrunner now, but so many other people could still make a run to take her out. It's still possible.
Mm-hmm.
So you have Tora, you have Syuri, you have Iwatani, and you have Nakano, all with 5, or Tora with 6, and the rest with 5 points. They all have a legitimate shot to pass, either tie or pass Natsupoi. And so we hop over to the. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say this is becoming very, very similar to the G1 here that we just had, where it's getting down to the wire, and we're not any closer to seeing who could potentially be at the end here. It's becoming a very exciting tournament.
Yeah, because most people are at 4 or 5 matches already. I think except was it 1, 2, 3. Hazuki's only had 3, and then I think there's somebody in the and then was it Momo?
Julia?
Momo or somebody I only have in 3. I can't remember, but
Is it
yeah,
Julia?
it might be Julia. She's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Just because she had to leave for a little bit to be over in America for the.
Yeah, Julia's the other one. That's only had 3. So yeah, or no, she's had 4. She has 4.
Oh.
It's Micah has only had 3.
That's still a lot of time.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of time, and we'll see because most people are 4 and 5. So again, everybody still has mathematical stuff. So we go to the Blue Stars. It's Hanan with 2, Utami Hayashishita with 4, Azumi with 4, Julia with 5, Micah with 3. I got a phone call coming in from our boy Malcolm. Micah with 3, Mirai with 4, Mina Shirakawa with 6, Mariah May with 4, Momo Watanabe with 6, and Saori Anou with 4.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, again, it's because Momo is 3-0 in this tournament right now. It's kind of great. It's kind of really good position to be in. If you're only 3 matches in, you have 6 points. You are to me, she's the obvious front runner of this team. Even though she's tied with Mina. Mina has had more matches than her, so she's at 5 matches in with only the 3 wins. It's like Momo is kind of the obvious front runner in this tournament at the moment. Yeah.
Good for her. I mean, she has been, as I mentioned, I think in a video before, she has been a little quiet since joining Oedo Tai, I believe almost 2 years ago now. I don't recall, but mind you, we know how great my memory is, but I don't recall her being in a singles title match.
She did face off with Sayaka Mitani for the Wonder title at one point.
When she was
in this past year that we've been watching.
Oh, must not have been a very memorable match.
It's before Kamitani dropped it to Mina. She did defend against Momo at one point.
I don't recall it either. I've watched too much wrestling in between then and now, or it wasn't as exciting of a match as I had hoped. Either way, Momo has been uncharacteristically quiet since joining Oedo Tai. It's nice to see her kind of making a little bit more of a run for it because she is such a tremendous talent. I really enjoyed seeing her. I remember the first time I saw her was that NJPW, I think it was the baseball field show. I can't remember what the show was called, where they were on the baseball field. It was the first one in the baseball field during COVID.
Oh, Wrestle Grand Slam.
Was that Russell Grand Slam? That would make sense.
Wrestle Grand Slam. That makes total sense. But
Yeah.
I did find
where they had the show off of the Stardom girls. That was the first
Yeah.
time seeing Watanabe for me, and she hadn't left away to Queen's Quest yet. She was still part of Queen's Quest, so she kind of looked like the Kota Ibushi, if you will, of Stardom, because she was wearing a very similar styled gear to his, and she wrestled very similar to him as well. Yeah, so I'm hoping to see her a little bit more. I'm enjoying her new look, her new attitude, the Oedo Tai mentality, the bad girl stuff. I like it. I dig it.
Yeah. February 4th is when Saya Kamitani defended that title against Momo Watanabe.
This year or last year?
This year.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Because it was during the Triangle Derby. It was in that area.
But that was when my puppy passed away, so I'm not surprised I don't remember.
Sad times.
Mm-hmm.
But we have had some great times here, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you all so much for dropping in here and hanging out with us. Just want to give you all a heads up. We are going to be starting to drop these as audio, just as podcasts on an audio format. I know we still have to get approved once we create the account. We have to get approvals from Google and Apple and everything. So this one will be coming out probably a couple days later than the video, a few days later than the video, because we still have to get approval and everything before we get on there. But yeah, we're going to start dropping these also in audio format for any of you who want to start checking out us in audio format. You can, because you can take us on the go a little bit easier that way, ladies and gentlemen. So
yes, we're going to be getting some coaching from the wonderful and talented Astrid Pizarro on that. She's going to be helping us get all of that started, because she's been seeing a lot of success on there herself. So definitely go check out Astrid Pizarro on there if you guys are checking us out as well.
Yeah, and so if you do want to check us out, you can find me on X, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Hive at That Canada Guy. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me on our Facebook page at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. You can find me when I randomly pop up doing shit on our local establishment, which I should be. If you're watching this on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, I can't do it because I'm working late. My shift got changed. Never mind. I will not be on Turnbuckle Talk tomorrow because my shift got changed. Never mind. But you can find me whenever I pop up on any random of all these great shows over on OLE. You can find me over there. Check it out. Our Twitch.tv/Our Local Establishment, YouTube.com/@Our Local Establishment. You can also find me. You can find me on a video from this past weekend where I previewed All In with my boy Mike the Ref at youtube.com/backbreaker video. You can find a lot of other great content from this man at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, where he's doing weekly AEW watch-alongs for the Dynamite, and he's playing a lot of video games there, and you can see the replays of those at youtube.com/@backbreaker gaming, where you can find him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, and the wonderful, their special guest that she pops on every now and again to do shows, Miss Kayla J.
Kayla J.
And with EAFC dropping in the next little bit, I know Kayla's really gunning to play some Ultimate Team against Mike, so you're going to be able to check that out live on the Twitch streams and then on the YouTube channel afterwards.
Yes, go check that out. We love us some Kayla J kicking Mike's butt.
Melball.
Yes.
Where can I find you, madame?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can follow her on that X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on TikTok, Mastodon, Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also check me out on Our Local Establishment's programming, Paramindful. We dropped a video there last week about Little Mermaids. What do we think they are? What are they doing? Are they mean? Are they eating people? Go check us out and find out if we are. Well, that's along with Alex the Werewolf and the gold standard Carl Carofel, who you will be on with tomorrow for Turnbuckle Talk.
No, I won't be because my shift got changed, so I can't do it now.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about the other show. My bad.
No, I was originally going to do Turnbuckle Talk, but my shift got changed. So.
Well, foo. Maybe we'll see if Melball will pop in there for you. Probably not. Melball's got stuff to do tomorrow. We've got lots of wrestling to watch.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. You can also catch a Melball on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel with our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We're going to be dropping another show this Friday. I'm so excited. Back at it because Astro's been busy. And then I've been busy. And it's just been chaos.
It's Friday. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
Glorious, glorious chaos over there. We're going to be talking about the AEW stuff that's going on. There's been some stuff going on with the women's division in there. Asher wrote an article about it. There was some controversy that came, and we're going to talk about it, see what we have to say now that the All-In show has happened about this women's wrestling, because Astrid has opinions, and a Melball has opinions too. We're going to share them with you guys. That being said, if you are also wanting to watch Stardom, we will leave a link in the channel description, but you can go to stardom-world.com. It is approximately 990 yen, or about $10 Canadian. Shout out to Spears, but it's actually more like $7.15 US. So, depending on what your currency is, you can kind of figure it out from there. Regardless, it is a phenomenal price to have access to some incredible wrestling. And you can go back in their databank, see some familiar faces from the AEW, WWE locker rooms. So you definitely want to go check that out. Andre, do you have anything else to say to beautiful people?
I just want to say thank you all so much for joining us here. We really do appreciate you all. Please keep commenting down below because we love hearing from you. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell.
Ding dong.
Hello.
Hello. And that being said, I am your Momo. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah!